Hi, good afternoon. So I have set up a new area. You can't tell, but I have a selfie light and I have a selfie stick that's holding my camera, so that's got to be better than Zoom or Screencastify, right? So I thought we would do another unboxing video. I have actually 2 boxes that came in the same shipment. All I have done is open them. I don't know what's inside, so I thought it'd be fun to see what new books we have. All right, so let's get to it. Dan Unmasked. Looks like it's a sports book. Maybe slightly, it says friendship is a superpower. Whether they're on the baseball field or in Nate's basement devouring the newest issue of their favorite comic book, Dan and Nate are always talking until they're not. After an accident in baseball practice, an accident that Dan is certain he caused, Nate is stuck in a coma. Now, if Dan ever wants to talk to Nate again, he's got to figure out a way to wake him up. But for all the time he spent reading about the adventures of Captain Nexus, Dan knows he's no superhero. Heroes have powers, and without Nate, all Dan has is a closet stuffed full of comics and a best friend shaped hole in his heart. There's no way a regular kid can save the day all on his own, right? Dan Unmasked. The Dreamweaver. 12-year-old Zoe comes from a family of dreamers. From startup companies to selling motorcycles, her dad is constantly chasing jobs that never seem to work out. As for Zoe, she's willing to go along with whatever grand plans her dad dreams up, even if that means never staying in one place long enough to make real friends. Her family being together is all that matters. So Zoe's world is turned upside down when Dad announces he's heading to a new job in New York City without her. Instead, her and her older brother are going to stay with their Poppy at Jersey Shore. At first she feels lost and even has a bigger distraction. The bowling alley that Poppy has owned for decades is in danger of closing. What will she do? That's Dreamweavers. Okay, I'm not going to read about everyone, but this is called The Stitchers. Ooh, Stephen King is quoted on the front. Looks like a good scary book. The Stitchers. Ooh, another scary book. Ooh, this one looked really frightening. The Puppets Payback and Other Chilling Tales. So it looks like a scary story collection. Turtle Boy. This reminds me of that viral video. I like turtles. You know what I'm talking about? That one. Turtle Boy. A story about what it means to be brave when all you want to do is hide in your shell. Everyone deserves a friend like Will Levine. Oh, it sounds like a realistic fiction. Look, life is hard inside of a shell. Poor thing. It's about as a boy in 7th grade, kids who bully him because of his funny looking chin. His science teacher finds out about the turtles he spent his summer collecting and orders them to release him back into the wild. And it goes on. It's about this basically a boy who just doesn't fit in except for with his turtles. Oh my gosh. Seance Tea Party. This looks interesting, and it's a graphic novel. So for those of you who like graphic novels, this looks really cool. Growing Up is Terrible. Seance Tea Party is a wise, delightful coming of age tale told with bright, upbeat spirit. Creative artwork fills every page with joy and magic. That sounds interesting. City of Gold. So like Gold Rush, Gold Digger era. That looks really interesting. City of Gold. Obviously historical fiction. Yep, set in Colorado, the wild out west. Sounds really good. Trowbridge, or maybe Trowbridge. Trowbridge Road. That looks interesting. From the outside, Trowbridge Road looks like an idyllic suburban street, but for Junebug, it is a sanctuary from the silence of her home, where secrets are hidden in shuttered rooms. Her mother is obsessed with illness, and June's father died of AIDS. She's frail with anxiety and grief, and Uncle Toby comes with food only once a week. Every other day, it is just Junebug and her mother, shut up inside the quiet old house. Then one day, a strange boy named Ziggy moves in down the street. His long red hair, pet ferret, and unstable home life make him a target for taunting neighborhood kids. But to June, he's an equal in matters of imagination. From their secret fortress behind the orchard, the two push the boundaries of make-believe, finding new ways to rescue each other from the demons that haunt them. Oh, this sounds sad and good. Ooh, Mike Lupica. He's super popular with kids who like sports books. If you like a football book, this one's called Triple Threat. Oh, it looks like about a girl who plays football, just like Lacey Chester Badgett from North Bullitt. She was in the news, local celebrity, so that's interesting. Triple Threat. One shot at her dream. Does she have what it takes? That's what I mean. It's happening. Girls in football. Premeditated Myrtle. Looks like a mystery. Premeditated. It's a Myrtle Hardcastle mystery. If you like mysteries, this looks good. It's about a girl who's 12, has a passion for justice and a highly unconventional obsession with criminal science. And set in England. Ooh, if you like mysteries and murder. Now That I've Found You. Looks like young adult romance. Looks really interesting. Following in the footsteps of her uber famous grandma, 18-year-old Evie Jones is poised to be Hollywood's next big star. That is, until a close friend's betrayal leads to her being blacklisted. Unfortunately, Evie knows just the thing to floundering her career, a public appearance with America's most beloved actress, her grandma Gigi. The only problem? Gigi is a recluse who's been out of the limelight for 20 years. Ooh, that sounds really interesting. Ooh, big nonfiction book called The Big One about earthquakes and how I can't see that word. The Cascada earthquakes and the science of saving lives. Ooh, so if you like reading about earthquakes, this would be really interesting. Okay, that's one box. Let's open box 2. It's a little smaller. It goes with this. They came in together. The League of the Super Feminists. It is a graphic novel. It looks like it's like a nonfiction graphic novel about what it means to be girl power and femininity and standing in different topics like friendship, how to, representation, all about basically being a girl. The League of Super Feminists. That looks really interesting. Ooh, y'all, this kind of book is my thing. Young adult fantasy. Yes, please. Star Daughter. Doesn't that look really good? I can already tell from the cover. Man, so pretty. Look at that cool glowy flower. Okay, Star Daughter. If the night sky holds many secrets, it holds Sheetal mystery secret the closest. A secret that explains why her hair is the silver of starlight, or why some nights the stars call Sheetal by name. Stars like her mother, who returned to her place in the constellation Pusha years ago. Since that day, Sheetal has been forced to hide. But as her 17th birthday draws near, the pull from the sky is growing stronger. So strong that Sheetal loses control and a flare of starfire burns her human father, an injury only a full star's blood can heal. Sheetal has no choice but to answer the star song and ascend to the sky. But her celestial family has summoned her for another reason, to act as their human champion in a competition to decide the next ruling house of the heavens. I love young adult fiction like this. Star Daughter. Look how pretty. Shimmery. Oh, I have the first book of this. It's like Korean folklore inspired by the young adult. The first one's called Wicked Fox. This one is Vicious Spirit. If you like anime, Korean, Japanese, folklore, this is like a book version of that. The first one was really good. Vicious Spirits. Brave Like That. Looks like a realistic fiction book, maybe set in a firehouse. Maybe this little boy. Sometimes the bravest thing is just to be who you are. Cyrus was just a baby when he was left on the steps of the Northfield firehouse. But growing up surrounded by heroes didn't make Cyrus brave like his firefighter, football star dad, or the firefighters who helped raise him. So I guess one of the firefighters adopted him. Instead, he's as skittish and scared as the stray dog who parks his head on Cyrus's shoulder and earns the perfect name, Parker. Cyrus's dad's strict no pet rule means Parker can't stay. With football tryouts around the corner, a dog would be only a distraction. But a distraction exactly what Cyrus wants, from the fact that he's the only sixth grader who can't read a whole book by himself, from the way his two best friends are treating the new kid, and from how he'd rather tap his feet to a record than score enough touchdowns to break one. Cyrus feels out of place as the stray dog who's captured his heart. But if fitting in means pretending to be someone he's not, maybe this is the year that Cyrus can be his own kind of normal, and nothing is more braver than that. Oh, this sounds so good. I love books like this. Kids finding out who they are, going through issues. The Girl and the Ghost. Ooh, maybe fantasy or scary. That looks really cool. I like that cover. Only friendship can save you. The ghost curled himself around Soraya for warmth and smiled when she smiled happily in her sleep. About a girl who's haunted. We've only got 4 more. All he knew. They said that he was untouchable. I want to know what this is about. Henry has been deaf for an early age, but he is intelligent and aware of language. But by age 6, he has decided it is not safe to speak to strangers. When the time has come for him to start school, he's labeled unteachable. Because his parents have very little money, his parents and older sister feel powerless to help him. Henry is sent to Riverview, a bleak institution where he is misunderstood, underestimated, and harshly treated. Oh. Victor, a conscientious objector to World War II, is part of a civilian public service program offered as an alternative to the draft. In 1942, he arrives at Riverview to serve as an attendant and quickly sees that Henry is far from unteachable. He is brave, clever, and mischievous. In Victor's care, Henry discovers that things can change for the better. Inspired by true events and with an author's note describing the history of the story, All He Knew provides sharp insights into many different ways we are capable of learning about one another and about ourselves. Man, so many of these are good. I want to read this one. So many are good. Ooh, this looks like... So Rick Riordan, he's the author of Percy Jackson. He's been doing a lot of finding other authors that write mythological-based stories around the world, and this looks like one of them. Paola Santiago and the River of Tears. So, mythological-based adventure. This looks really good. 2 more. Oh, this one feels different. It's like a big, thick cardboard cover. Look at that. Huh, like a board book, but it meant for middle school. Plasticis, Martimus, an invasive species. Oh, it's a nonfiction book, but it's a picture book about plastic. But it's like... about the oceans and how plastic can affect the oceans, but it's also cartoon hand drawn and about a beach. It's written by a marine biologist and how the beach has been impacted by plastics. Huh. And, oh, I get it. They probably had a recycled cover. That makes sense. Nice. Interesting. 1 more. Danny Constantino's first and maybe last date. That's funny. When your first date's with a movie star, what can go wrong? Danny's got a lot to learn about life in the spotlight. When Danny Constantino unwittingly invites his childhood friend turned superstar Natalie Flores Griffin to the school dance and Halloween parade, she surprises him by saying yes. The only downside? Everyone wants in on Danny's upcoming date with a hometown hero. Danny's mom is using Natalie's arrival as free publicity for her mayoral race. Starstruck fans and herds of TV reporters are descending upon the school. And when the usually boring Halloween pep rally suddenly becomes high stakes, Danny wonders if his first date might be his last. That's funny. All right, so that are these books. That was a fun unboxing. So many good books. As always, how to request books and where to look up more books are down below in the description. Please let me know if I can help you pick out any books, and I would be very happy to put books for you in the library curbside service. Thanks and have a great day.